Hey guys, so today I'm going to be coaching two people actually, but the first person I'm going to be coaching is a diamond duelist player. I don't know if I think he said he just swapped to duelist, but I'm not 100% sure. So if you guys aren't in my server, you can go ahead and join. And basically, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the server or to the server voice chat here, and we're gonna get started. Hello.
Hey,
Hey, what's up?
just warming up a little bit. Yeah, nothing else.
Cool. So do you usually warm up before you play?
Usually, yes, yeah.
Okay. So I think you said that you're currently diamond and your peak was immortal 2. And did you say you just swapped to duelist?
Yeah, genau, that's right.
Okay. So you play Reyna and Jett. Do you favor one over the other, or kind of just like both equal?
Currently, I prefer Reyna because she's way easier for me
Okay.
with the mechanics.
I also kind of like to play Reyna more right now, so that's pretty useful for the coaching session.
Yeah.
Do you have any initial questions or anything to get us started, or nothing?
Not really.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you a few questions. What's your sensitivity?
It's 0.23 around at 800 dpi.
Okay, good sense. Do you prefer Phantom, Vandal, or no preference?
Usually, I prefer Vandal, but in some maps and in some positions, I play yeah, the Phantom.
Okay, good. So have you just like taken a break? Is that why you dropped to Diamond, do you think, or is it for a different reason? Maybe the role swap.
I didn't play that much from the episode start, but I'm currently struggling as well, so it's kind of a skill drop maybe from the switch to duelist.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, this game, if you don't play for just even a little bit, you lose your muscle memory, and it makes it really hard to perform how you used to whenever you were better in the past. So just
Yeah,
playing. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's the playstyle because I played very much yeah, Cypher and passive agents.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is kind of role swap completely.
That's actually exactly how I went from. I played Cypher like very early on in Valorant, and a little bit of Killjoy, and then I started playing Jett and Reyna. So, but yeah, it's good to hear that you swapped. I think you can hard carry on those characters. So we can go ahead and start if you're all warmed up and everything.
Yeah, of course we can.
I saw you playing Kovacs, which is good to see as well.
Yeah, I try to do like 30, maybe 60 minutes each day if I have time, but mostly like 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's impressive warm-up time. So I'm expecting to see some, at least somewhat decent aim today, hopefully. You got
Let's see. I go live now with
Yep,
the game.
yep. Okay, good. You can go ahead and queue. So I think you said that your main problem might be positioning. Is that correct? Or one of your main problems anyway?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll keep my eyes peeled for that, but otherwise I'm just going to be watching you, and I'll try not to talk too much throughout the round unless it's really important. But then I'll talk between rounds for you.
Sounds good. Hey.
So do you ever insta-lock or no?
Not that much.
Okay.
Because it makes people mad.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually, I don't know if it's like a server difference, but if I insta-lock in my games, people don't get too mad, but I think it's good to not insta-lock if people do get mad. Okay. It's interesting that you opt for Reyna on this map, because I personally think Jett is a little better, just for the longer distances. But
Yeah, sure.
I also play Reyna as well on this map if my Jett gets taken. So.
I just focus on Reyna for now,
Yeah.
independent from the map. So maybe
Yeah.
later, if I master both agents, I can swap a little from map to map.
Yeah, fair enough. So one thing, I don't like this map that much, but I do have a good feel for playing it. One thing is, attacking mid and fighting mid is really good as a duelist because
Okay.
people often neglect to defend mid. Oh, they get dodged? Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't like Breeze either, so let's
yeah,
see.
no one really does, honestly. So, that's okay though. Maybe we'll get a better one. I mean, I like this map more, but still, you know, definitely a better random map.
I have kind of success on it, but I don't really like it. It's strange.
Okay, that's interesting. Why don't you like it? Is it awkward for you?
It's yeah, it's different to all the other maps because you can attack on 4 different points, or it's very flank heavy, I think.
Yes. This is actually the main advantage for if you're playing a duelist. So you have 4 areas you can attack, but you also have 4 areas you can take fights on defense. So we'll see. I'll watch how you play though. This guy's really wanting to lock Yoru. Curious to see his Yoru.
Let's see.
Okay. Yeah, Breach is really, really good on this map.
Yeah, they have Killjoy.
Killjoy is also very good. Okay, everyone locked.
So yeah, often I have the problem that I don't know, I lose fights, but I don't know why. If it's a bad engagement or if I have a bad angle, I just can't tell.
I'm
So
gonna,
maybe
just from hearing how much you warm up, I'm gonna assume that it's probably how you peak and how you position.
yeah, could be.
But we'll see. So what do you buy here?
We are attacker. We have 2 flash, so I buy a heal and a ghost. I think if we had no flash, I would go for a flash, but since we have 2,
Okay, this is what I would pretty much always buy. So where do you want to go here? I always think where I want to go immediately, as all of your teams stand still.
I'd go here.
Okay, you can just say
Because I
it.
think
I usually,
most people go B.
yeah, I usually tell my team I'm gonna peek or whatever.
Maybe go A.
Yeah, good. So then at least you're somewhat on the same page. Can call for a potential rotate here if you want.
Maybe rotate. Cut noise and rotate.
Okay, they could be pushed up here.
Yeah.
Nice. Going B here is free. They're gonna have a lot toward A now. Good.
Okay. One is there.
Good. Very good round overall, honestly. The way you played it was really good. The main thing that I would take away from this round is that you told your team to rotate at a really important time. So I'm not really worried about the fight that you lost because you got 1. If you killed her a little quicker, you could have maybe dismissed, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So now you buy up. Now you can call. Just tell your team where you want to go again.
Let's try A again.
How about you flash out door here, and you can run out door with some confidence. Your aim seems quite good. So does your crosshair placement. Start walking.
One ropes.
That's all good.
Honestly, I'm kind of a little bit nervous in this session. I don't know why, but
It's very normal. Don't worry about it. It's gonna take maybe a few rounds for you to get into your groove, but I believe you'll be fine.
one main.
Yeah, unfortunate. You did fine. I think I would have walked a little bit sooner, and also I would have ran toward the rope, like under heaven or whatever it's called. But overall, just unlucky round. Yeah, this is exactly what I would buy. You could maybe go arcade. I'd like to see you go to the other side here, especially on eco rounds. Maybe ask your team to stack like dish or stack arcade and push.
S5? Or what do you mean?
Yeah, you could do like 5 dish. I mean, it's crazy
Okay.
unexpected, so you don't have to do it now, but yeah.
Yeah, let's split A maybe.
Good try. So there, I would have positioned myself a little bit closer to take the fight earlier, because, like, yeah, I know you wanted to get your team like on the same page, but I would have just, yeah.
I was kind of confused because the plan was to go as 5, but we
Yeah.
we did split up and
You could fight B main here if you want. Just go for the fight in EUA.
I tried to pick B main this run.
Can ask for heal.
Maybe heal?
Beautiful. You know, Breach is here. You might want to call for another rotate, or you can go.
Go back, go back, go back. Ah.
I could try.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I don't know what to do when I stand in front of a smoke or something, and then yeah, just push the utility or wait for it to disappear.
Yeah. So I think let's start from the beginning. One thing I think you realize you should have healed off the 1 kill.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, it's just that's completely fine though. The other thing is, there's a couple things there. Whenever you clear that corner, you kind of like didn't expect her to be there. I feel like because you turned away immediately. Or you maybe expected her, but like you didn't really fully clear it. So like whenever you clear that, make sure that you're expecting her, because Viper does play a lot on this map. But otherwise, we could talk about that after the game. Let's go fight B main or arcade again, maybe. And basically just yeah.
He drop.
One could be pushing dish. Good try. Oh, you
City and
dinked her.
tower.
Okay, so I want to see you use your ult next round. Whenever you get Reyna ult, just pop it like as soon as you're pushing into somewhere. Because Reyna ult's not the most useful in the game. It's like, it can be very powerful, but you know, it's nothing worth holding on to.
Yeah, true.
Also, 1 kill will get you healed almost fully, so it's really good. Overall, I like what you did there. Breaking the wall is something a lot of players wouldn't do. They would just kind of sit there and wait or run away.
If standing solo, I'm just kind of scared if they peek me from heaven, so I like to be S2 if I
Yeah.
break the wall.
Yeah, that's something I usually do, is ask someone to come arcade with me. But yeah, that's definitely true. I personally probably would have called for a rotate or like a regroup, so your Sky could have healed you. And then maybe I would have ulted like A or something, but so yeah. Okay, we don't have to ult this round actually, unless you really want to. Also, you can request from your Sky.
Can you get me a sheriff maybe?
Probably ask to save here too. Your breach wants to buy.
Save.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You can buy light armor now, I think. Or just buy heal actually. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Main? Be main?
So now we know he's opping. The thing
Yeah,
about
should have expected it
yeah,
from the money.
The thing about opping Jett is now they can. She'll most likely be opping A main or B main. So
we should go.
let's call for that 5-man dish honestly and see if we can get a kill. Just fight there. Your goal isn't to push.
5-man ditch.
Yeah, your goal is not to push A site. It's just to kill the people dish and then rotate away. And now you can ult if you like as soon as you want. Just try to use it this round.
Should I go solo now or follow my team?
You can go solo. Whenever you call that, you can like explain it a little more, but you don't have to do it right now. It's fine. Okay, you can walk. Yeah.
City.
You can flash and. Oh wow, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, should have aimed for the head.
She also like sprayed into you. That was fine. I probably would have walked up a little more dish, just cause. I think what he did was fine, but it's pretty easy to get
like
peeked.
from here or what?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would have probably walked most of the way. I probably would have started
Okay.
running there, just because, you know, I think you're aware of the spot on the other side of the dish, like where they can hide. They can like timing you, so it's very easy to get.
Yeah.
Especially if you're making noise, it's very easy to get outplayed there.
They can outmove me from here. You mean?
Oh, I can't see your cursor.
From there.
Yeah. And also, if there's 2, they can double peek you, and it's really easy if you're running. If you're with people, though, it's fine to run. Okay, let's ask someone to come arcade, and let's break the wall.
Can someone help me break wall on arcade?
Perfect. Okay. We can just break the wall and be cautious and then run. We can go A main or B main. Ask your team to come.
Go B main. Behind.
Nice. You know he walled B, you can call it.
He was on B.
She came spawn last time. Can come behind you.
I think I heard him.
Good job. Okay. Pretty good round. So it's becoming apparent that your team doesn't really always listen to you. So let's see. Let's do you know how to run up B main without being seen by the op? Can you ask your breach to flash for you, B main?
Can you flash B main?
Yeah, run up, jump over the box right there. So, yeah, right there. So then you don't have to worry about getting opt.
Okay.
And you're just running up close to take a fight later after he flashes. Hit flash. Oh my god.
Canteen and city.
A second flash there is always good. Can't really be bad.
I'm kind of overwhelmed by all the utility. To be honest.
Yeah, it can feel quite uncomfortable, especially coming out there. It just feels quite awkward.
Where should I have flashed? Through the Viper wall or on side?
I would have just flashed like up high. Like before you went out, I would just flashed high and then ran out with some confidence. Because you knew I think you knew one was stuck behind the two boxes on site. So if you flash high,
just like there, or
the third ping that you did, the one like Warrior Sky. I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah, just show me later then.
Yeah, I will. Double flashing is good though whenever you're going into sight, because sometimes one will be broken, and if you throw another one, it can be really tough to deal with. Nice. Okay, we can try to go out door again. I know it didn't work, but now we can go and walk after you flash out, and try to go like under the rope.
Stick under the rope or just go rope?
Go under it. Don't go up. Just go under and then peek towards sight. See if you can get the Viper.
Okay.
You can also go up the rope. That's a different play, but let's go for the one where you peek sight. You can go back door and rotate B.
Ropes.
Good try. Yeah, so door is like very, very under pushed, right? Like people don't like going door because it just seems like a bad play.
Yeah, it's just kind of obvious because of the loud noise, I guess.
Yeah, but the thing you actually realize is that it can actually work quite well for you to get kills. And then if you get a kill, you can just run out like that. Usually you'll get the kill in heaven or up top in the rope room, but as you saw there, you got a different kill. So now we just want to peek. We can go A main, we can go arcade, we can go B main. Really, just want to keep swapping it up here. That's the main takeaway, really. Also, you can
I think
request from your Killjoy. Actually, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Can drop Killjoy?
I didn't realize it was 2 rounds left. You guys are doing good though. You can break the wall. Never mind.
Sage's arcade. One tower.
Close to you.
Canteen.
Nice, we have flash. Beautiful.
CT and canteen.
Good job. That was quite well played, like using the dismiss for vision. I think I'd really like to see you throw flashes more frequently though.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Nice. Your aim is, like I already said, pretty good.
My crosshair placement is way off, I feel.
It might just be this map, because the map's very weird. Ask your Killjoy to ult B, and let's go B. Let's go break stage wall again.
Push it, maybe? So I go arcade again?
Yeah, ask one person to come with you, it'd be nice.
Someone follow me arcade, maybe?
Be persistent, ask him again. But you don't have to. Usually it's nice to have two just because, you know, you get the trade going. We want to use ult here too. Good. Good, good.
Power 1.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Oh, it's the tower.
Good try. I might have not gone up there.
Yeah, honestly.
But
Bad
that
play,
was,
but
I like the dismiss though. Like to under tower is really nice. Good half overall. Okay, so where do you like to play here? I would
duelist, I like to mix it up. Honestly, no favorite.
I'd suggest you to peek A main or B main. So you can peek A main, and what you want to do is just dismiss out after you get the, because your aim's good enough for me to want you to do this play. So
push it up or just peek from there?
Yeah, you can. It doesn't really matter how wide you swing, as long as you can get the kill. You can dismiss out and be safe. Only because you have dismiss. And also, you might want to be careful of breach flash, so yeah, you play a little tighter angle. Okay, we can flank B here. This is a play that I often go for. You're gonna get like 2 or 3 here if you do it right. And you start, yeah. You tell your team you're flanking. That was beautiful. That was really good. So almost everything you did was good. You cleared the corners, you ran as long as you could have, and you started shift walking. You dinked the Viper, but you also adjusted to the breach, and then you dismissed pretty perfectly. So overall, it was really good. I would go A, go A, go A. They're probably gonna come A because they just got destroyed.
Yeah, true.
So we can play A main, or we can play door, and we could push door honestly, because they're gonna have classics. So you just get the kill, dismiss out. You can just go in whenever you'd like. I'm not gonna tell you when.
Main, A main.
Both. Flash. That's right. You played that very well, but one thing I would have said is the second time you use your dismiss, I would have healed instead and just tried to fight close.
Yeah, okay.
Because you're going to be gaining health, and you still have, I think, like 10 bullets or so in your Spectre. You can easily kill people with classics there. But very good. See, that's another use of playing door right there. So we can peek here, we can peek arcade. This is completely fine. And then we can fast flank toward A here if they go A again.
I'd use my sheriff, I guess, for a peek.
Yeah, that's good. Hold it tight.
Ah.
Good try.
Thanks.
So we're gonna expect to lose this round anyway, so going for a kill there is fine. Interesting angle from the Killjoy.
Yeah. Honestly, unexpected, I guess.
Yeah, and probably gonna work pretty well. She's getting utiled out of that area though.
Sorry, I have to mute my mates. Kinda annoying. Can you hear them?
No, I can't. Are they just being annoying?
Yeah, they're just kinda toxic. Not giving info anyway.
That's something you don't have to be sorry for. It's really good to mute your teammates. They're being toxic. So I've heard that EU is more toxic than NA. I don't know if it's true. I've heard it like many times though, so don't be afraid to just mute your teammates. If they're, you know, because you guys are winning, and so there's really no reason to be toxic here. Also, you can keep saying important comms, like, you know, it doesn't really matter if they're muted. So let's peek arcade, honestly. You're playing very well, though.
Peeking, you like peeking from the tower or from here more?
Both ways are completely fine. You can peek from here. I'll show you how you can peek from tower later.
Are you recording?
Am I recording?
If you're recording the game, you're not. Are you?
Yeah, I am. You may not
okay. I don't care.
Okay.
Completely fine.
Yeah, we're about 30 minutes in.
Ropes?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm not we're not sure if they're outdoor because we couldn't hear. So.
Yeah, true.
I would have probably put my crosshair there, even though if there's a oh, they almost lined up for him.
I was not aware of that.
Of the rope.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just something. Now that's happened to you once, you should be, like, pretty much whenever you're rotating through spawn. Unless one of your teammates is like pushed up in A main, you should place your crosshair there always.
I mean, the rotate did work out, but honestly, it was just kind of, yeah, gambling. They could have also stacked in front of B.
Yeah, yeah. But I will say from how these guys have been playing, the enemy team, it seems like they don't fake very much yet, but they could. So.
Yeah, true.
So for now, we'll just assume that they're gonna not fake because that's what they've been done for like 3 rounds. But if they do, then we want to play a little more, you know, a little more patient, maybe. So we can go peek arcade again. Unless you want to peek something else. It seems like they might go B this round.
No, I go peek arcade.
Yep. And again, you have ult, so if you hear multiple, it's very good to ult. Kid flank, you can flank here. Yeah. Oh, they walled. They walled from B main. You could flank there. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Can fight him. He has a classic. Okay, that's a good place to flank. Like you place your crosshair there a lot. But they actually don't really. People almost never flank there. It's very, very rare. So.
I'd go peek.
A main.
This round?
Yeah, very good. You can also buy full armor if you want. You don't have to.
I don't like wasting money.
Okay, if you hear them, let's use ult. Buying light armor is completely fine, by the way. Especially as Reyna. Can ult. Yeah. Flash. We can go for this. Go for the ace. 6k. Nice. Amazing. Okay. Let's go dish and let's flank B. Or you could just fight arcade. They still haven't really gone arcade. So if you play something like arcade 2 rounds in a row, and they don't go there, and they still don't keep going there, then you can. That's a good sign that you can fast flank there because people just really don't go there. That's very common on this map.
And then flank under or
flank? I would flank like I would flank dish probably. Like if they're showing A, then you can do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Lots A. You could take the 1B main. You could take rope too. One could be here, so gun out.
Right, one at least.
We're gonna break the wall and with flashes.
Wait, the killjoy ult.
We're low on time here, so. My god. Yeah. Good try. If the killjoy went down just a little sooner, I think it would have been very good. Also, I would have healed off of the Reyna that you killed that came out of door. I noticed you do that. It's a pretty common thing.
I always just spam dismiss.
Yeah.
In case there's another one.
Yeah, yeah. It's not a bad thing to do. It's just some scenarios healing is optimal because you're like half HP there. Even
Honestly,
though
I think they go B.
Okay. Good.
Should we play 4B?
Sure. It's fine to do if you really think they're gonna go B. They don't like going here. You can go. Yeah, this is really good. That was a beautiful, beautiful game actually. It's probably lurking. Probably in her spawn. GG, good job. Okay, you played very well. Your aim's good. Your overall Reyna skill is good, but it could use some. There's room for improvement in certain areas.
In many areas, I guess.
Yeah. Well, of course, but some of them are more minor than others. So, I wrote down looks like about 8 or 9 things. You ranked up.
Yeah.
Or get in the bonus.
Honestly, look this. It's really sad.
Can you go to
and this one, I shouldn't have won this one as well.
Can you go to the game you just played?
Yeah, it's
okay. Yeah.
flat below.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, would you say that's one of the more confusing maps for you to play?
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's good because usually that is the case, and it's good that we got it on your coaching session. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. I'm gonna open up. We attacked first, so. Okay, let me know if you can see.
Yeah, looks good, yeah.
Okay. So, let's see. So let's start with the Reyna utility stuff. So there's 2 main things. well, actually, there's like 3 main things. Some of them are smaller than others. Probably the biggest thing is going to be using your flashes, right? Because flashes are really important. And there are many cases where you threw one really good flash, and then you like kill one, and then like immediately after that, I would just throw another one.
Okay.
Unless someone's like pushing you, then obviously you don't have your flash out. But like in the case of over here, I think this is where we were where I was trying to tell you where to throw it. So like I can't remember, you threw the first one like here or something, which is good.
Yeah.
Because this flashes people that are like right here, and it makes them have to jump back for a second, and they're probably just gonna fall back to sight. So then we're gonna run up. I'm still like expecting, I think you knew there's one back here. So what I was saying is, wait here a sec, see if there's one tower, and then I'm gonna flash like this, and then I'm just gonna run up, and then because like if someone's back here and you flash like that, they're basically like, see, they're actually flashed from here, so they really have to hide, and then you can take that time to run up here and just take control of sight, as opposed to I know you're confused, like you didn't really, there's a lot of util, is kind of like a lot going on, but that's probably the best thing you could have done.
If you say you take side control, you mean just clear all the angles on side, or do you actually try to push?
Oh, this is
the on side and take an aggressive angle for them to not
so what I would do, I would go, well, so there's 2 ways you can do this. You can either go like in here after you flash high, or you can just run up sight. So I don't, did your Viper have a wall here or no?
Yeah, we had.
Okay, so then you don't have to worry about all these things over here. You could just flash, and then I would be looking like this, and then clear like this, clear back boxes, and then so now things change, right? Because now you have sight, and now you should be asking yourself, where should I go to help defend the site? So you can look where your teammates are positioned. You can think, where can I get the most kills? If you want to go, it's okay to go for an aggressive play. Like you could flash like this, and then you don't really like sorry, let me think. You don't want to go too far, right? Because like you don't want to be peeking here. This is just kind of like suicide, and if it's not, then it's just very risky for no reason. You're only
an obvious angle.
Yeah, your only objective is to hold down the site. So like a good spot, if you do want to play aggressive, is like right here. So if you want to position yourself aggressively, you can go there. Again, instead of going site, like say your team's already pushing up site because you're a little late for whatever reason, you can still throw this flash, and then you see I'm clearing here. If we can get to like right here, and we can hold this angle, and we can just slowly walk up here. This is basically, you have all of their spawn locked down, which is probably the most common place enemies are going to come from. And if we can get to right here, this is one of the most powerful spots to defend from as a duelist. So again, we don't want to be like running, and we don't want to be peeking this. We just want to be where, see, this line prevents them from coming to retake the site from their spawn. So that's very powerful. And this is the same thing, and so is this, but these are just closer to spawn. So depending on exactly, like, like if there's already an enemy, if you can already hear an enemy like here, then obviously don't go for that play where you come up here.
All about timing, all about timing.
Yeah, exactly. So I think you understand that. Also, one more thing, and this is the same on any map, and on this map as well, on any site, but like obviously every map is different because there's different sites or different spots you can sit for each site. So also one thing, whenever you throw a flash, did you know that there's an activation time on it? Or
yeah, I know.
Okay.
I peeked a little bit early, I guess.
No, I just wanted to make sure because I know you're transitioning to these rules.
You can see it, or you can even hear it by the sound.
Yeah, so just make sure, because I even still do this occasionally. I'll get a little bit excited to peek, and then like I'll peek before this actually activates, and that's bad because like people will wait for you, and then after they get blinded, then they'll hide. So you have to make sure you flash, wait, and then go.
Yeah, this is something I learned just a few days ago.
Okay, very good then. I just wanted to make sure. So what else? I wrote down attack different areas. It's really important on this map to attack different areas because, like you said, you can count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 areas you can attack, and there's also 4 areas you can defend. So basically, this applies to both attack and defense on any map, but especially on this map because there's so many places enemies can come from. But basically, the most common areas people push on this map are B main and A main, and you probably, if you think about it, you probably realize that that's true, because people naturally, they spawn on this side, so they naturally want to go to these areas, and it's also just easier looking at the map to come out here like this instead of trying to come down drop, or you know. So if you're gonna defend, I would suggest defending A main or B main first, prioritize those. Then after, say you get like a really good round on A main or B main, then I would maybe consider going over on these sides and defending. And if you're attacking, you can do the same thing. So just attack over here. Again, this play is really good. Wait for it to activate. Start walking. Oh, you can either walk under, peek towards sight, and then also you can go for this play. Make sure you're looking at this corner right here, because whenever you're coming up, you'll be able to see their gun here.
When I'm at the rope still.
Yeah, whenever you're there. Like
okay,
right.
Okay.
I think you should be able to. If not, you'll definitely be able to see them as you come up. And so again, let's take a look at the spawn. This is actually symmetrical.
There.
So I said that this side is really good to play, like as a good powerful spot. This is the same thing. You see, if we look at this, this is the same thing here. We want to get to this spot from canteen. We want to get to this spot from here. Again, this is all about timing. If you hear someone like rotating and they're already here, you might still go for this play, but you might not. It's just kind of up to you. Again, we just kind of hold like this, and we don't want to peek. Yeah, go ahead.
To me, it feels like I could never go there because of the timing. The enemies will just rotate way faster than I can push there.
Yeah,
but maybe I'm wrong. I didn't try it, so I can't say it.
Yeah, I'm sure it feels like that, and you're absolutely right. You should try it, because a lot of things in this game, like especially like corners that you feel like people always check, people actually don't check. And this is the same. Like people, like actually, perfect example, right? So you came here, and then it wasn't until you just looked over that the Jett killed you, because you didn't realize she could be there. And so a lot of people in your games are going to be like that as well, where they'll just kind of automatically be looking right here instead of thinking about this. Obviously, like Radiants or High Immortals might always be looking here, but even so, you can just take an aim fight, and if your aim's good, then you know you got it. And I do think your aim's good. You can also cross to the left side right here like this, and this is really good. Like people, in my memory, people are always looking in this direction. Like people, not always, but like again, it's like a very high percentage of the time. So definitely go for it. If it doesn't work like ever for you, I don't know. Just make sure you're not making noise coming up the rope. Clear the corner, and yeah. So another play is, of course, you can just walk over here, help your team take sight as they're coming out A main, and then you can come right here. You can flash this, but again, peeking this isn't really the best thing to do. You can just sit in this corner and wait and just chill, and that's probably what I would do. But otherwise, yeah, like if you get a kill here like you did on the Reyna, you can just run away and tell your team, all right, let's go B, because getting a kill on a site to the enemy team is going to make them rotate toward A, over rotate so much that there's probably only going to be one person playing B on the enemy team. So does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes absolutely sense. But
okay.
In solo queue, it sometimes feels like, yeah, you're working solo and your team doesn't follow.
Yeah, I'm sure. So one thing is we can be persistent with comms. So if you say like, let's go B, you can say like, alright guys, let's go B. You can just keep saying it. You can word it and phrase it differently. You can give reasoning behind why you want to rotate. Like, let's go B. If they don't listen the first time, you could say, okay, I killed someone. The enemies are going to be stacking here soon, and we don't have site control yet. Or I don't know how you want to word it. Like you don't have to like say a whole paragraph, but you can just try to give a good reason why you should rotate, and intelligent players will rotate and follow you.
Yeah, I get the point.
Yeah, okay. So, other thing, heal over dismiss. That's pretty minor. It's pretty minor, but there are some scenarios. Like this one where you did it right here was accidental. That's fine. The one right here, I actually thought about it again. This one's actually, the best thing you could have done was actually dismiss, because the killjoy ult was about to pop. I think you did know that they're both site though, so healing might actually be good. It doesn't matter too much here because they're both going to be detained anyway. So, but yeah, if you take a fight, you can just heal, and yes, there might be more coming, but it only takes a split second to like heal, and then you have your gun out again, and you can fight them. Okay, so the next thing is Reyna Ult ASAP. So if you're gonna take a fight, if you're gonna push into, specifically if you're gonna push into an area, or if you're defending and you hear like 3 people, so if we're pushing out here, it's just the same thing. But now we should have extra confidence, because whenever you take fights in Reyna ult, you can reposition, you're invisible, right? Like you go invisible. So like how you did over here in A main, you played the Viper ult quite nicely. Like I would have probably, like, eventually ended up pushing through here and then killing someone right here. They weren't even, like, pretty much, they might have expected you, but they weren't looking in your direction. So you can easily outplay people aggressively, more than you really might expect. And then you go invisible, you come back into the Viper ult, maybe you throw a flash, stuff like that. And don't be as scared to play extra aggressive in Reyna ult. Obviously, there's a difference between playing aggressive in a smart way and then playing like way too aggressive in a bad way that is just gonna get you killed. But where you find that balance is the important part. So okay, so I know I said I kind of like confused you. I didn't confuse you, but I kind of messed up the round whenever I told you to go 5 dish. So sorry about that. But
No problem.
the point of this is to basically make sure on eco rounds you can ask your teammates to do like really weird sounding plays, but they aren't actually weird, they're actually good plays. So like if you go 5 dish, then basically it just increases the chance of you being able to trade enemies. And then if you kill one and then say you lose only like 1 person, it's 4v4 and now you have a gun to work with. And since you guys are all grouped on each other, then that gun is gonna be if the person with a gun dies, hopefully someone behind them can pick it up on your team, right? Because otherwise,
Yeah, like snowballing it to even more guns if possible.
Yeah, and then we can either say, all right, let's just run, let's walk. Like he can make up the play, it doesn't matter. But the important part is to like stick together, because on most eco rounds, people will just kind of autopilot, do random stuff, and the important part is to take advantage of your numbers on those rounds. And also pushing things like dish and arcade as 5 is like, you know, very unusual. So that's why I would do that on eco rounds, because that's when they would least expect it, and that's when it has a good chance of working. Because what do people with the guns want to do on defense? They want to peek A main and B main with their Spectres or Marshals or whatever, and they're probably going to be stacking toward there as well. So hopefully that makes good sense. That's not something you always have to do, but I would suggest it at least somewhat frequently.
Yeah, this time it didn't work out because the team didn't follow, but
yeah,
I think you also said I should have walked up way earlier. So from where would you have walked? Just in the entrance already, or?
Yeah, so I would walk here, and then, because like the thing that I want you to understand is people, they could be right here and right here. Like there could be 2 people, right? You don't know for a fact if they're here. So if you just run, then yeah, one might peek you here, but then, I mean, you know, if they do it correctly, you're gonna die. I would just walk up like this. Then yeah, as I'm doing this, my team's probably like right here, and so I'm completely fine to walk. And then this is where they can timing you, but that's pretty unlikely to happen. So it's completely fine to walk here unless it's like really late in the round and you just want to go. But so like the whole point of coming drop is to see if you can get a stray enemy like right here, up here, here. It's really just for like vision, and then of course you're gonna have to flash and drop. And if there's a Viper orb here, it's really annoying to deal with. So coming this way is usually pretty bad on attack. But like I said, for like eco rounds, or if you just want to get a kill, it's really good to just go for a kill and come up to here and then fall back, rotate. If you're gonna ask your teammates to do anything, if they don't listen, just try to emphasize rotating, because rotating is really, really important. Like rotating, just simple rotations can win you the game alone, as crazy as that might sound. But like getting 1 kill is so valuable, but we already talked about that. So
you want to, your opponents to go in bad spots where you can kill them from during their rotates, I guess.
What'd you say?
To try, make the enemies rotate and then pick them off their rotates.
This game is all about like, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like pulling, it's like offsetting the balance. And like, so if you get a kill here, you can imagine that team's energy is going toward A. So you really want to start leaving A because you don't want to go into a high energy area because it's going to be hard for... It's going to be really hard for you to get the kills there. Or it's going to be hard for you to... It's going to be at least a little harder for you to win the round. And if you're against a really good team that like doesn't rotate easily, which you probably won't be in Diamond and even low Immortal, because people are always on autopilot, on auto rotate. The reason people get to Immortal is because it's a good aim and then just consistently playing. So you're gonna hit Immortal again, it's just a matter of time. I can already tell that, but yeah. So that's kind of the point. So checking under is uncommon. You don't really need to put your crosshair here, but I would suggest flanking here. You see that worked twice, and whenever you got over here, like these people weren't looking at you. I think they were looking at you once for some reason, but you can just walk up here, and if they're coming up here, obviously you might want to be defending. If you're like only 2 people on B, you probably want to help defend site from here instead of trying to flank. But if there's like 2 people on, if there's 3 people on B, and you know you think you have it locked down for at least like 15 seconds, you can try to get a little flank off here, and that can be really good. So another thing I made you do on pistol round was fast flank, and I think we did this a couple times. Fast flanking is incredibly valuable. So this is where, like, I'm holding here. If after like 5-10 seconds, if they're not here, and your rank, people are more than likely not. They're more than likely not just sitting here waiting, unless they have like 1 player lurking, which is just really weird if they're doing that. But so I would just automatically start walking up because I'm just kind of expecting them to come B at this point. So I'm already positioning myself. I loved how you did clear this. I would always clear this because lurkers do like to sit there. But you can absolutely run like you did. I would absolutely run. Just be willing to take the gunfights.
I thought it's the point of fast flanking to be fast, so I...
Yeah, exactly.
Calculated.
Yeah. So if you walk all the way, it's going to be... Like, by the time you get there, they're probably going to be all the position on site. They might already be watching flank. So the point of fast flanking is, of course, to go fast, but also... As you did, you caught them, like, right here. Before they were on site. And that also means that they're probably not expecting you to be flanked yet, because you're fast, so...
Yeah.
Also... You can fast flank from anywhere, especially on this map. Like, if say you're peeking B main. Also, how you'd want to peek this is I would hold like this with like a sheriff, a vandal, marshal, and op. I would hold like this because people almost always are willing to swing here. So if you swing like this and they're here, you're gonna be swinging into like 3 or 4 people at least.
Just like I did. Yeah,
exactly. So it's I told you a little bit late, but this is how I would hold it, and then you can just dismiss out. And if you get flashed. If you get flashed in this position, it's not too late to just jump back and survive. But then if you hold here for a second, there's no one, and then you start peeking out and there's no one, this is a sign that we can fast flank. I would keep your gun out just because, you know. And obviously, you can't really fast flank if you're against a sentinel, like Killjoy, Cypher, that's actually putting their utility in good spots. But what you can do is kill their utility and then run back. So, like, for example, if I see no one, I run up here, and then there's a Killjoy turret right here. I kill it. You can either continue to flank, because actually killing it, yeah, it tells them that you're here, but you can still win the gunfights. Or you can just run and
take ropes, maybe?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine as well. So basically, it's just about being unpredictable, getting making them think that you're behind them when you're actually not. You're just kind of causing fear, which is going to affect how they're going to play the round. So any questions so far?
I have some specific questions, but it's not related to explanations.
Okay, go ahead and ask me.
The first question is, can you go in B main as if you would attack B? Like there, yes. And then turn around? If
so we're attacking?
Now want to, you know, yes, if we want to take the side, and there is like a smoke or a Viper orb just in front of you.
Oh yes, I wrote this down as well.
To hard try. How would you push this? Would you just flash and white string? Or which angles do you clear? I'm just overwhelmed by all the positions I'm exposed to.
Yes, yes.
A little scared to push yeah, stuff like this.
Yes, so when we watch pro or Radiant players, they already understand that whenever you come out of an orb, obviously if there's a Viper orb, you might think twice about pushing there. And Viper orb's more likely to be here, but this is a perfectly fine example. So of course, if you already thought twice about going through this orb and you still want to go, then you need to understand that you're going to be exposed to a bunch of angles no matter what, and even if there's a Viper wall, you're still at a disadvantage coming out of this orb. But if you flash high, basically what you want to do is think. How do I explain this? Actually, I think this area over here might be easier to explain it. Basically, you're going to be overwhelmed, but the way that you fix being overwhelmed is you basically just have to pick a single spot to look at, and you have to hope that you don't get killed from different angles. Because yes, they can be up here, they can be over here, but you have to just go like this. So like you flash out through the orb, you go here, you have to put all your focus in here. If you run out like looking forward and like trying to clear everything, it's gonna be, you're not gonna hit a flick like that, right? It's really hard. So does that make sense?
Do you use the flash to blind the one you want to peek, or to get the angles covered you can't peek?
You could do either way. I would just throw it high to try to get as many angles as possible, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be taking an aim fight with someone, so you can't really know where the person you want to peek is. You can't know where they're going to be, because especially if you're against good players, they're going to continuously swap their position. So, but the reason this is good as Reyna is because you don't have to worry about these angles, and the reason she's such a good entry is because, so you flash, you run out of the orb, you kill her, she's there, then you can dismiss back. So even if someone's shooting you from up here, if you kill this person quick enough, you're invincible. You can't die. So your teammates can run out, hopefully kill the person that's shooting at you while you're dismissing out. And so say you flash, you peek here, you don't see her here, but as soon as you realize she's not there, I'm instantly like turning, and I don't want to expose myself to too many angles, but if she's not here, I'm instantly turning and expecting them to be somewhere else. So one, probably don't push through Viper Orb if you have a choice, but if you have to, then you basically have to put your energy into just peeking one corner, one angle, and hope that they're there so you can use the dismiss to be safe after that.
Okay.
And also you can ask your teammates to throw smokes like here, or like wherever you think you could use a smoke. This map's kind of awkward to smoke on, but like mainly just Viper wall here, Viper wall over here. Stuff like that if your teammates aren't throwing those. Yeah, so I did write that down. So I wrote down IGL like as an in-game leader. I think it's kind of, it might be hard because your teammates don't listen, but still making important communication, like how much you damage people for, which you did. I think you would probably always do that, but also thinking about trying to ask your teammates to come with you. I know you asked them to come with you once, but maybe instead of asking like, can someone come with me, you could ask like a specific person to come with you, and again giving like a reason why. This stuff, it sounds like I'm like kind of hassling you, but actually these things are really important, like team play, getting the trades. Like it could be the difference between winning and losing a round, and then in turn it could be the difference between losing and winning a game.
I think it's also one of the more easier things to fix.
Yes. Like some people feel awkward about communicating, but it didn't seem awkward for you. So just mainly being more persistent, trying to ask like at least a couple times, because yeah, your teammates aren't gonna listen. We already know that. Like I already expect my teammates to not listen in a game, but I still am trying to get them to work with me, and I want to work with them.
I gave up a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's very easy to give up, but even if you mute people, you can still like ask someone to come with you, as funny as that might sound. That's all I have written down. Would you like to ask any other questions?
I have one more question. When do you, or how do you know to switch from aggressive to passive play, or the other way around? How do you decide to to stay passive for a round or to peek?
Okay, so one of the examples here is fast flanking, right? So you can be aggressive here. If you kill the turret, then you want to be passive because they know where you are. If they don't know your location, you can position pretty aggressively. Like you don't want to be making noise. Aggressive doesn't equal running and making noise, but you can walk, and as long as they don't know where you are, then you can play pretty aggressive. That's another way you can measure it. Another way you can measure it is with numbers. So if it's if it's a 2v3 or a 2v4, you want to play more aggressive because you really, you kind of have to, right? You kind of have to get the kills, to get the round. And if it's a 5v2, similarly, you don't want to be playing aggressive because if you play aggressive, you're just giving them fights that they need to win and get numbers. So, like, obviously, if you're attacking, you kind of have to play aggressive to take the site, so that's a given. But say you get to site, it's a 5v3. You want to position yourself in a good spot, but you don't want to, you don't want to, like, run into their spawn because, oh, we're winning the round, let's go take more fights. This is actually the worst thing you can do. So
like patient aggression.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, shift walking up, that's a good way of putting it, patient aggression. When you're defending, it's especially important to not over-peek whenever you have numbers. So whenever it's like a 4v2, you don't want to over-peek because, yeah. So I can go over some parts of this map now if you'd like. Some things you might not have known that could be helpful.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so you asked, should I peek from here or down here? So it doesn't matter, either one's fine. Although, peeking up here does give you an advantage because what you can do, as soon as the round starts, you hold shift, you go on the rope, and now you're behind here. So I think that you know that that's possible because you're very careful to watch like this. So
yeah, but if I do it myself, I don't do it very often. But if I do it, feels like I'm just getting there. Yeah, not even in time. Sometimes they see me the last millisecond when I drop from the rope.
Yeah. Okay. I've never had that problem. I'm pretty sure you can make it if you do it like as soon as the round starts. So you have to be like spamming attach, and then you just make sure to hold shift, and then now you're safe.
Okay.
So maybe try it a little more. Just try to. The only factor is getting on the rope as soon as the round actually starts. As soon as the barrier disappears. So now we're behind the box. From here we can do a few things. We can peek from this side. We can peek from this side. My favorite play to do though is to slowly walk over to the left here, like this. And then again, fast flanking still applies here if there's no one. You can like slowly peek this if there's no one. Then we can start to maybe fast flank again and see if we can catch someone. I've caught people just like standing right here before that are like waiting to see if someone's peeking right here. But really, just sitting here is really good, and just waiting. If you can wait behind here, they're gonna eventually, if they're coming here, they're gonna run up like this. So you can, usually people don't full clear the boxes, so that's why this spot is so good to use sometimes. But otherwise, peeking here is completely fine, just holding like this. Can't really go wrong with that. Sitting behind these boxes is also good, because you can flash like really high. And this will flash anyone that's trying to push sight, and then you can peek with it as well. So usually I try to hide behind this left box, and then as they're running up, I will peek like when they're right here-ish, so you can get, yeah.
Would you be sitting right there when the round starts, or just take a peek into A main, into B main, and then go back after it? When would you sit there?
I usually try to position aggressively, but so this is something, this question has many answers. Like, it depends on the game. It has many factors, I should say. It depends on the game. It depends how you're performing. It depends if you think the enemy team is gonna out aim you. So if you've already tried to peek here twice and you've died twice, then I probably wouldn't be going for this. But yes, generally you want to be playing forward more aggressive, because if you play more forward, then it's harder for them. It's gonna take them longer to get the site. It's gonna, it's just the best thing that you can really do. So if
it's easier to snowball with, I guess.
Yes.
As well.
It's just overall better. So, but if you can't, so for example, if you're in a game where you just can't perform and you can't get the kill there, this is a very, very good spot to fall back to and just start the round out. You can definitely start the round here, but you do have to be careful if they're coming here. But usually you'll have someone else playing with you or some sentinel utility.
I like to play there if I have chamber with my teleport.
Yeah, this is good. Just, of course, this can be spammed. So, but the likelihoods of you dying through the spam is unlikely, but I would still sit toward the left. You can also peek on the left. This is something that I do a lot. This is pretty good. So, other than that, we can sit up here, like this. I was very impressed to see that you cleared this corner, because people will never clear this. So this is something specifically that you can use whenever the spike goes down. So they might expect you to be here, but you can just wait. Like, they're probably not gonna stick it. That's a good general rule of thumb. You can check it kind of late, but otherwise playing tower is obviously pretty good. Also, whenever they're coming arcade, you can wait for them to run up. You don't really want to hold like this because this is kind of like they can come from here, here, or here, depending on where they peek from. So it's kind of hard to predict where they're gonna come from. So I usually wait, and then after they realize no one's peeking, they start to walk up, and then usually they'll make a footstep, and you can just kind of peek on them and shoot them in the side of the head.
And if they don't make any noise, do you have like wait and after 10 seconds you peek, or?
Yeah, after like 5 or 10 seconds, I would be jiggling. And then if I see someone walking up, obviously you kill them. But if you see someone, you might take the fight, you might not want to. You might just rotate back, say, or throw a flash. Also, throwing flashes for information is one more thing I can teach you, because I think that's the biggest thing on Reyna that we want to focus on. So flashes aren't only good for blinding people, they are actually also very good for figuring out where enemies are. So like if you get a random flash thrown at you, you're probably gonna have to your instinct is gonna be to shoot it. So if I throw in like this, for example, wait, if I just throw one here somewhere, then and they're here at the start of the round, they're gonna shoot it. So depending on how many guns I hear shoot it, like maybe I can hear 3 people shoot it at least, then I say alright, at least 3 and then I'm gonna reposition, I'm gonna like change how I'm playing based on that information. So
I see.
Yeah, so like there's not a whole lot of examples on this map, but on Haven, for example, on A link, you can flash into short from there, and if there's anyone short, you can get information. But also if you flash that and you have a teammate there, it's going to be a really good flash for your teammate.
I looked at the video where you told that. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, you can throw a lot like this. Like there's not really a bad Reyna flash, just make sure that your flash isn't like going into the wall like this, because there's some areas where for some reason the flash likes to go into the wall. But otherwise, don't be afraid to throw the flash, because you can throw it high, you can throw it to the ground. Usually the flash will stick to the ground like this. You can't throw it in the ground in most cases. So throwing it high, yeah.
Can they actually see where the flash comes from?
Like right now? Oh yes, yes, they can.
Okay.
They will see like which direction it came from. But that is another that's another thing, right? So like you see, look on the minimap, you see the little orb. You see I have a big radius for how far I can throw it. So if they don't see where you threw it from and they just see the flash, they might assume where you threw it from, if that makes sense. So like say I don't know, like I don't know where to do a good example, but basically you can fake people out into thinking that you're in one spot when you're actually in another just off of your flash. So say I'm like right here, and then I flash like this, and then they're gonna think that I'm coming out of here, right? Unless they see me throw it. Actually, don't know. No, they can see, because you see how the orb goes to where I'm throwing it, like from where I'm standing. But sometimes you can still get away with doing flashes like this, just because people aren't very, they don't pay that much attention to detail.
Clearing other angles, not aware of where the flash came from.
Yeah. So like if they don't see it exactly, then you can do that to outplay people too. So there's a lot of things you can do with flash. So I would just be, because like right now you're not using them as much as you should be. So definitely try to experiment with that a little bit more.
Would you say you throw 2 flashes almost every round?
No, not every round, but like if you're throwing a flash here and then you're kind of at a standstill, like it's still a 5v5, your team's not really in yet, I would definitely walk up a little bit, throw another one. But if I throw a flash, so like if I throw one flash, it gets destroyed, I'm probably gonna throw a second one almost always. But if I throw one, then I'm gonna run out with it, because that's what you want to do. You want to take sight and just expect them to be anywhere. But no, you don't need to throw 2 flashes always, but it's definitely not a bad idea.
I don't mean to throw 2 flashes right behind each other. I just meant
like in general.
In general,
yeah.
How often do you use your flash?
I would say it's kind of hard to answer that, but usually 1 to 2 for sure. I would be trying to throw 1. If you're peeking something, so obviously when you throw your flash, you're gonna give your position away to some extent, because again, this big circle, they know you have to be somewhere. So like if you throw this flash, they know you have to be around here somewhere to have thrown it. So you're giving away your position to some extent. So just know that whenever you flash. But if you know they're pushing A main, like you might as well throw a flash, and you can go for a kill and dismiss away. So, I mean,
do you remember the round where I played the door there with the Spectre?
Yeah.
And there I threw a flash as well. Should I have dry peeked this, or was the flash a good?
The flash is very good here because, so for example, one, they don't really know if it came from here or from here. So if you actually blind them, then they're gonna be hearing less of the door opening just because the door is the blind masks the sounds of things. Yeah. So like this, your goal is to just get a kill as quick as possible. So this flash serves as a diversion of sorts. Like it just distracts them temporarily for you to get the kill very quickly, and then you dismiss into this perfect spot right here. But as we said, we want you to, instead of dismissing back to over here, we want you to just fight and heal right here. And also, I told you to flash here. I would have thrown it a bit earlier.
Yeah, I was scared that they pushed me right.
Yeah.
With the flash in the hand.
Fair enough. So if you think you're gonna get pushed with the flash out, then don't flash. That's another thing. But I probably would have tried to throw it there. So yeah, I'd like to wrap up the session soon. But if you have a few more questions, we can answer them.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Was this overall helpful?
Yes. Can you just sum up the most important thing you should focus on? Is it the flash?
Yes, flash for Reyna, but also there's important things for pushing maps. So remember fast flanking. Remember changing where you like push on each round. Like you don't want to be autopiloting going the same place every single round, because that makes it more predictable, and it makes it harder for you to do like 2, 3, 4 round kills or 4 kill rounds consistently. So you want to be unpredictable. You want to be fearful in the enemy's head. Also, I wrote down a bunch of things. I want to put stars next to the ones that are most important for you, so you can come back and look. So I'll go ahead and send that to you. But yeah, those are the 2 most important things. Just like some of the basic Reyna things, and also how you attack and how you defend. You did pretty good though. Like it didn't seem like you felt uncomfortable swapping your position. So I'm gonna assume that that's kind of how you have done things in the past to some extent. But yeah, you have potential. I can tell that you've been immortal before. So good job, good game.
Thanks.
So it's sending. Sorry for my bad handwriting. It should be readable though. And this video, I am coaching one more person after this, but this video I'll start to upload it right after we end the call, or after we leave.
Alright.
So yeah, if you have any other questions, you just message me. I'll answer them fairly quickly, unless I'm busy. And yeah, otherwise, I'm glad it was helpful. Good luck with your games.
Yeah,
let me know if you get immortal.
I will. Thank you.
All right. See you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully it was helpful. And I will see you guys in the next one.